WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. This show is on Mondays through Fridays here at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ, so please mark your calendars and tune in, as this show is going to highlight the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. Many of you all may know me from the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show that aired Mondays at noon, also here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. But we have upped the bar, and now we're going daily with a business and entrepreneurial show, 8 a.m. Monday through Friday here on 1250 WHNZ. Take a moment to direct you over to my website, tampabayradio.com, where you can reach out to me. Also, if you're a business owner or entrepreneur, want to promote your business on air, please send me an email, jamie@tampabayradio.com. I am very interested in hearing about what it is that you do and promoting yourself on the airwaves. So again, jamie@tampabayradio.com. You can also catch us live in studio on the Streamcast. Just head again over to tampabayradio.com and click on the show info tab and click on the live stream button, and you can watch the live in-stream studio as well. And also you can catch past shows of That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, and also past airings of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. In studio with me today is the lovely co-host who works with me as well, Stella Giudicelli, real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. Stella, how are you doing today?
Good morning, everyone. I'm very good. Thank you for asking.
So what happened over the last couple of days? You told me you had something interesting to tell me this morning. So what is it?
Well, no, really nothing specific, but this is pretty much what happened to me this morning. So, well, you know, I love videos, right? So I do a video about just everything I can.
Right.
Did a happy videos for several topics, but I don't have a TV. I haven't had a TV for the last 2.5 years, and I have to say that it's been really an interesting adventure for the mind, because you find that no one is telling you what to think. You find no one's telling you what to purchase, and it's really a rediscovery of being active in thinking, and also there's a kind of freedom that you develop, I found.
Yeah.
So what I do is, in the morning, I read the news on my phone, right? Mm-hmm. And I was reading the news this morning, and I was so depressed by what's happening in the world.
Well, that's why you got to tune into That Business Show, where I, create this positive element.
That's what I thought. I was
that was another
very
reason why I
excited
wanted to get on
here
air
in the morning. And
not to be another professional complainer, but promote businesses and entrepreneurs and talk about what's right with Tampa Bay. So that's why I just want to put that out there. This show is about a positive message, absolutely.
Exactly. So I was reading the news. I'm like, I think I really have to stop reading the news right now, or even tomorrow or the day after that, and just reminding how the show was awesome yesterday. It was so positive, and it was about entrepreneurship and innovation and looking at things simply. It was just such a great way to start the show. I was so happy to come here.
A lot of great feedback on yesterday's show. Topher Morrison, managing director of KPI, and Ron Klein, a very highly accomplished inventor and entrepreneur, invented the magnetic strip on credit cards, the MLS. He's also involved in the something to aid the visually impaired to help see now.
He automatized the New York Stock Exchange, so it was absolutely fascinating. So I was wondering what's coming up this week. Who are your guests?
Well, in studio today, we'll be talking here in just a little bit with Alex Rodriguez of Yummy Marketing, who is a creative digital marketer and also author of the book, The Digital Bacon, How to Make Your Online Marketing Sizzle. Also, later on in the week, we'll be talking with Lee Kearney, expert real estate investor. Now,
Lee's awesome.
I mean, this guy is phenomenal. He's going to be in here on Friday, and this guy has bought and sold more real estate than I have sold personally. And I'm also, for the people that don't know me, I'm a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker, and I've sold 1,300 some properties in 7 years. But I remember working with Lee Kearney early in my career 7 years ago. I mean, this guy buys them in auction. He buys them all across the state of Florida, and his website, spinhouses.com. I mean, this guy has a plethora of real estate available. and he knows how to flip the properties and turn a great profit on them.
Right, and I'm sure he's going to be a great speaker because he has a great energy. He's a super professional. And surely we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn a lot from him. I love working with him. I found that he is one of the people that has the most integrity out of everyone I worked with.
Yep, absolutely. Also, this week we're going to be talking with Chandler Fernando. He is a bank turnaround specialist, very well accomplished economist, about 31 years of age, and he's already worked with people, the government of Sri Lanka, and also members of the cabinet over in Britain on their economy and clearing bad debt. That's his specialty, is clearing the bad debt of companies. And so and he's also the author of the book Flying Low, How to Save, which is about aviation banking, flights and all that stuff. And he's very well known in that business on the aviation banking industry. So he's just published a book on that. So he's going to be in here on Thursday. Also, Jamie Kalaga. She's with Mindful Rehabilitation and a certified professional coach, also with Two Maids and a Mop, a company.
So we're going to be meditating in the morning?
Yeah, she is just an amazing entrepreneur and personal life coach, and she's going to be in here tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, and so it's going to be, this show is just going to have all kinds of amazing guests in studio with us, and I'm excited about it. This show is going to be, just something, to look forward to each morning.
So how do you find your guests?
I just, I have a public relations company that assists me, and I'm pretty well networked through my real estate business. But I got a lot of people that help me, and also here on the air, I'm telling people, please email me, jamie@tampabayradio.com. I'm always looking for content, but I got a lot of people that are sending me guests. Also got an agreement with Jessica Ravelli over at Working Women of Tampa Bay. We're going to be dedicating Wednesdays to the Working Women of Tampa Bay group, right. And so each Wednesday we're going to be highlighting two ladies from the Working Women's group. That's going to start here in just a couple of weeks. And so,
who else is finding you good guests? And
Stella Giudicelli, also of Coldwell Banker, is also finding me very good guests. Also, every Thursday at 8:30, we're going to be featuring the Remodelers Corner with Jim Yeager of Yeager Flooring, and he's also a general contractor, been in business. He's third generation, 50 years in business. And if you need any work, whatever, it's from flooring to kitchen remodeling, I mean, this is your guy right here. And he's going to be in here every Thursdays at 8:30, just giving us updates and talking to us about the construction industry and giving us tips on how to, do repairs on your home. And so I've worked with this guy on a number of jobs, and, highly, highly recommended as well. Also, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to be talking with Malcolm Tennant of Access Reverse Mortgage. He's an expert contributor to this show and also a local entrepreneur with again, Access Reverse Mortgage, and he has sold or funded over 1,000 reverse mortgages. So he's here to dispel a lot of the myths about the reverse mortgages market and the things you hear, the bad news and stuff like that. A lot of that is a lot of misinformation, and we've had Malcolm on my real estate show a number of times kind of dispelling those myths. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our first guest, and actually he is our primary guest for the show today. Alex Rodriguez is a creative digital marketer who develops high-end digital campaigns for successful businesses looking to transform their brand and grow their business further. He is the author of Digital Bacon, which upon launch landed on #1 in iBook's sales and marketing catalog, as well as top 20 hot and new releases on Amazon. Alex heads up the team at Yummy Marketing, a digital creative agency in Florida, and often writes about how to strategically attract audiences at creativestrategytips.com. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Great to be here, Jamie and Stella. It's a pleasure and an honor. And I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Absolutely, I am too. I love the title of this book, Digital Bacon. I want to lead with this. Tell me a little bit more about this book, Digital Bacon.
Well, yeah, my book it's a funny title, and it's a conversation starter. It leads people to think that it's all about bacon jokes. But as a matter of fact, after about 2 decades in the industry and marketing and creating campaigns for some of the largest brands, what I've done is I've analyzed a lot of the campaigns and how I've made them work, or I've affected them to work to bring in millions of dollars in revenues for some of the world's largest brands such as Disney, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, and whatnot. And looked at other campaigns that I have not developed, but I've looked into it from a professional perspective. And my goal was to find what are the things that they all have in common, the ones that are successful. What are the the aspects, the qualities that make them succeed? And what I found was that the most successful campaigns in the world have 5 things in common. 5 elements. And what I've done is, in the book, that's why the title BACON, BACON, is actually an acronym for each of these 5 elements.
Interesting. Okay, let's go through that. All right, so what's the first?
Okay, so the first is based on reality. The most successful digital campaigns are based on reality. They're based on research facts about market, about their industry. So instead of going on because of a whim or a desire or my favorite color is blue. My son's bedroom is blue, so I'll make my brand blue. Instead of doing that, they go on and create something on a researched basis. So based on reality. That's the first one. You want to keep
go ahead.
going? Okay.
All right, so we got the A now.
Yeah.
Give me an A.
The A is aimed toward results. Aimed toward results. So instead of just putting out an online presence that's just for the heck of it, just because I need to check that checklist of having a website, there is an aim in mind. There's a goal in mind, and that goal is measurable. And we'll circle back to that fact at the very end. But aimed toward results. Everything that these digital campaigns do aims to support a certain outcome that they desire. So that's A. Then the C stands for cookie cutter. Just kidding. It's not cookie cutter, the opposite. It's creatively developed. So these successful brands manage to be unique in their marketplace, create a presence that is unique, it's distinguishable, and actually attracts attention. And then the O on the digital BACON formula is organized in propagation. So the message, instead of just pumping it out, flipping the switch from one day to another, there's a propagation that is organized. It's distributed over different channels, different times, different audience levels. That's organized in propagation. And the final one is numerically measured. So the successful campaigns don't really measure their success based on, it actually worked. This is actually cool. There's numbers that prove that this campaign was successful. And I have to say I'm horrible at math. I'm not really good at math. I actually depend on a spreadsheet or a calculator, but I believe in the power of numbers. Numbers don't lie. When you're measuring something based on certain numbers, you can see whether you're hitting the mark or you failed. And based on that result, then you can tweak your campaign to correct it, rather than trashing your whole campaign and saying this didn't work. You can just tweak it and optimize to make it work.
Chris, what has been your previous career or your training so that you can share this knowledge with us?
Well, I began in advertising from a very young age, and my entry into advertising was creative production. So I went into video production, creative production, animation, and that's where I began. In the Dominican Republic was where I kicked off my career. Then I moved to New York City, continued on with creative production there, and then little by little my career started overlapping with marketing, because at the end of the day, creative production supports business goals. So I realized how my work had an impact in terms of objective business goals, and little by little I was given more and more the handle on these objectives, actually affecting, moving the needle on business outcomes. So I went full on into digital marketing about 7 years ago in my 20-year career, and now I'm full on. This is what I do. Part of what we do, we still continue doing creative production, but we also build strategies and measurable results for our clients.
Hold that point. We're going to talk a little bit more about that after the break. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni. We're talking with Alex Rodriguez, author of Digital BACON, about how to make your online presence sizzle. So please stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. iMortgage Tampa appreciates and supports all veterans and their families. And as a thank you for your service, they have some unique products specifically for veterans. These programs include 100% cash out loans, renovation loans, and also a VA interest rate reduction loan. Please call them today at 813-523-4908. Again, that's 813-523-4908. Or online, search for iMortgage Tampa. iMortgage NMLS NMLS 174457. Equal housing opportunity lender. Programs and eligibility subject to programs and guidelines.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation.
When Marlon Shirley was 5, he lost his foot. Today, as the world's fastest amputee, he runs the 100 meters in less time than it takes to listen to this. Overcoming. Pass it on. From a foundation for a better life.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, serious accident in Valrico. It looks like State Road 60 westbound just after Valrico Road. Right now, only 2 left lanes can get by. Veterans Expressway southbound stop and go from Hutchinson to Waters. And you will find I-4 westbound jam from Branch Forbes to Mango, then from the Selman Connector to 275 on the westbound side. If you see traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
Increasing clouds throughout the day. We'll see a high of only 65. Tonight, mostly cloudy and not as chilly as last night. The low will get down to 52. And then tomorrow, the rain chances sneak in at 20% with a high near 72 degrees.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back once again to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni. Stella doing a little dance here beside me. I love that music bed, by the way. I'm so proud of that.
That was a good choice. That was a good choice. I do want to dance when
I actually listen to that in my house, like the whole track. It's like a 3-minute track, and I it's like in my playlist of songs.
Did you dance too in your house?
No, I don't dance.
Tell us the truth.
No, I sit there and listen and kind of do the head bob, you know.
Okay.
I'm a
that works.
You know, I'm your basic boring white guy. I don't dance. I just
I do the dancing.
I just head bob. Yeah. So, all right, let's go back to Alex Rodriguez. So in your book Digital Bacon, you write about how so many businesses make a big mistake in not doing any research or preparation before taking their presence online. You know, what should small businesses be looking at before launching a project or campaign?
Yeah, this is an interesting question. And before I go deeply into the question, let me just frame for our audience, you know, what we're talking about. We're talking about the digital era. So we're in a very interesting era, and I'm not sure if your audience has heard about the statement from Google, which is the 0 moment of truth. And I'm not sure if you've even heard about that that term. But about in 2011, Google did a survey among many or thousands and thousands of different consumers, just trying to find out what are the most influential types of media that actually spill into their decision to make a certain purchase. And what they found was that the traditional marketing model was comprised of, number one, a stimulus. So a stimulus could be, you know, a billboard, a TV show, a radio show like yours, a newspaper, things like that. That's the first piece of information. That's what they call it first, basically input. And then they come back to the first moment of truth. So the first moment is when that consumer goes into the store and actually comes into contact with that product on the shelf. That's the first moment of truth. And then they go into the second moment of truth, which is when that consumer takes that product home and actually experiences them. Now, you can take this model and apply it to your industries. For example, in real estate, probably your first moment of truth would be when a customer comes to your office and visits with you and knows about you and actually encounters you. And your second moment of truth is when they go back home after experiencing, maybe after purchasing their home or something like that. What Google found was that after the stimulus moment and before that first moment of truth, there's actually another moment that has been born out of the digital era. And that's what they call the 0 moment of truth. Now, the 0 moment of truth is when after a consumer has that stimulus, that widespread mass media stimulus, they actually go online to verify what they've heard off of this mass media. So they go on their social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, they go search up the URL, and they verify whether this offer is credible. What are people saying about it? Are people recommending it? And then they go into the first moment of truth, which is actually visiting, picking up the phone, going to the store or whatever that is. So it's interesting that now we've opened up this great opportunity that Google says that this zero moment of truth is actually the most influential moment in marketing, in making a purchase decision, more influential than any other media.
So you're saying, for instance, if my radio show, let's say I put up a billboard on I-275, you're saying people are going to look at that billboard and then they're going to go home and probably search for me before deciding to tune in and listen to the show, right?
Absolutely. I can't say with an absolute certainty, but that's what Google says is the trend right now, is that people go online and say, let me really check on, is this really credible? Is this a real thing? Mm-hmm. And based on their digital presence, they're judging whether something is real or not. And it's even 20%, they're saying 20% more influential than some of the other types of media. Now, does that mean we need to abandon all other types of media? Absolutely not. I think the success in a great business owner, an entrepreneur, is knowing how to balance all these moments of truth in a consumer's mindset. But certainly, when we see how businesses deploy their digital presence, how a lot of them are dedicating the minimal part of their budget, their marketing budget on digital, when the facts is actually telling us that is the most influential moment of truth from a consumer. Now we know that there's a mismatch there. So one of the things is that when I talk a lot about in the book about attraction, the power of attraction, and a lot of people want to know, how do I make my online presence more attractive? Is there a certain keywords that I need to put there, certain graphics that I need to put there? The power of attraction all starts in research. If you don't know what your audience wants, how can you entice them? How can you bring them? How can you attract them? And the fact of the matter is that our offer, what we think we offer, what we think we put out there in the industry, in the market, really doesn't mean anything to a consumer unless it's relevant to them. So we need to know how to make our offer relevant to our consumers, and then we'll experience that power of attraction.
Yeah, that's something that we talked about yesterday on the show with Topher Morrison, Managing Director of Key Person Influence, is how to develop your pitch to make sure you're not casting too wide of a net and having that clarity of purpose in what you do. Because if you're trying to be a jack of all trades, then you're going to confuse the consumers. You got to really hone it in to what you do and make sure you get that message across to the consumers clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely defining your audience is one of the parameters to make sure your offer is irresistibly attractive. The other one is, what are your purchase drivers? So what are the reasons that a consumer is going to choose you over everybody else in the competition? What is that unique thing that you offer? And a lot of the people that just walk into business, what they do is they drop their prices and say, I'm the cheapest,
Right.
And that's one of, and it's a valid way to approach the market, but that's one out of maybe 8 or 9 different parameters that can make your offer unique. Mm-hmm. There is quality, there is brand power, there is cultural values that you can attract. So you can say, I identify only with people in this cultural realm, and that makes your offer attractive as well. So there are a bunch of things that business owners can actually choose from, and I talk about, I think I dedicate about 2 pages on just purchase drivers on the book.
Yeah, and I know myself, when I'm looking for a product, item, or service, I'm not going necessarily to the cheapest person. I do exactly what you're saying. I do some research, and then I go online and I see who's providing that service, and I look for somebody that looks like they're a mover or a shaker, somebody Absolutely. Who has the ability to get something done, has a great influence in the community or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not looking just for the cheapest person out there. So
Absolutely.
Got to take a quick bottom of the hour break here, but coming back from the break, we're going to be talking a little bit more with Alex Rodriguez, the author of Digital Bacon, How to Make Your Online Presence Sizzle. Also at the bottom of the hour, we're going to be hearing from Malcolm Tennant of Access Reverse Mortgage, get an update on the reverse mortgage markets from our fellow expert contributor here to the show. If you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business, airing Mondays through Fridays now at 8 a.m. And for more information on the show, head over to TampaBayRadio.com. We'll be back in a moment.
It's time for the Morgan & Morgan Legal Brief.
A firm's mission statement defines your hopes, dreams, and aspirations. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We take very seriously our obligations to our clients, many who come to us in their most desperate hour. Our mission is you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Pet Vibe presents Dog Songs.
I'm a 75-pound yellow lab. I used to stank up the house. I had gas real bad. I'd walk in the room and everyone would leave. Just me and nothing good to watch on TV. But thanks to my humans, all the gas is gone. They went to PETVI.com. PetVi. PetVi.com. PetVi.com. For healthy pets, log on.
Tune in this weekend to get tips and advice from Air Rescue on how to keep your air conditioner running like a top. Or get a sweet deal on tuning up your air conditioner at cleanmyac.com. That's cleanmyac.com.
Attention business owners. Do you know the 3 most critical letters in business? CEO?
MBA?
Nope. Here's a hint. These 3 little letters can make the difference between making a fortune and losing everything.
ROI?
The answer is LLC, as in incorporation. Because if you're not incorporated and someone sues your business, you can lose it all. Your home, your car, even your life savings. That's why LLC.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners, so you can incorporate in just 10 minutes. Protect your home. Protect your car. Protect your life savings. Call 1-800-943-9763 for your free 10-minute incorporation guide from LLC.com. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. Get the 3 little letters that can mean the difference between making a fortune and losing everything. For your free guide, call 1-800-943-9763. That's 1-800-943-9763.
This report is brought to you by iHeartMedia.
Looking for a way to increase your business? Ever thought about advertising on radio? iHeartMedia can customize a campaign to meet your specific needs. Call 844-BUY-RADIO. That's 844-BUY-RADIO. Or go to iHeartMedia.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, serious accident in Valrico. It looks like State Road 60 westbound just after Valrico Road. Right now, only 2 left lanes can't get by. Veterans Expressway southbound stop and go from Hutchinson to Waters. And you will find I-4 westbound jam from Branch Forbes to Mango, then from the Selman Connector to 275 on the westbound side. If you see traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
Winds, Weather Center forecast. The high today, a little chilly in the mid to upper 60s. We'll see sunshine with a few scattered clouds. Staying dry today and lows in the mid to low 50s. Impact Radio, 1250 winds.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Currently talking with Alex Rodriguez, author of Digital Bacon, which is how to make your online presence sizzle. So don't have Malcolm in on the phone just yet, so let's go back over here to Alex. And so, Alex, tell me a little bit more, about your business, Yummy Marketing.
So in my business, what we do is we first start with the bee and the bacon formula. We go based on reality. So we help businesses just understand their market better. So what are the things that they need to do? What are the objectives that they need to reach? And what are the online opportunities that can afford that? We work strategically, so we don't offer a one-size-fits-all solution. So we're whatever that goal is, whether it's direct purchase, do you need the phone to ring more? Do you need people to visit your location more? What is the goal that you're trying to pursue? And then we give you a plan. We put together a plan to make that work. I typically work with businesses my plans usually generate between 400 and 1,200% ROI on their investment with me. So I make sure that my work pays for itself. So
what was those numbers again on ROI?
400% ROI to 1,200% ROI.
I'm going to hire you right now.
Yeah. Well, I make sure that my business, that's why I enjoy what I do, because what I do for businesses is actually an investment. It's not something that is a grudge expense. It's not something that is actually, I make money because you make more money. So we're all together, I come as a trusted partner, and I can advise you the right way to go.
All right. Now, you dedicate a whole chapter of your book on the concept of distribution, which is not something we hear, often in digital marketing. What do you mean by distribution, and why should we pay attention to that?
Yeah, actually, that's true. We don't hear distribution a lot. What we hear a lot is about, using social media and what can I do on Facebook and what can I do on this and that. But distribution is the notion that our message needs to be propagated, like we were saying before. It needs to be distributed online in an effective manner. So distribution is all about choosing the right channels. Where is your potential audience living right now? What are the channels that they're paying attention to right now? That's number one. Number two is, what are the times in which you need to distribute your offer? If you look at the real world we live in, let's say you go to a camping trip. There's no way you can absorb all the sensory input in a park all at once. So you first go into the entrance, then you go into the park, then you go to the lake and this and that. So we all perceive important information in the world in phases, one after the other. And that's the way that our business message also needs to reach our audience. It's not just flip the switch and give them everything that there is to know about your business. There are phases. There are different times to say different things. So we help you distribute that message accordingly. And then finally, it's all about selecting the right levels of audience integration. I call it particularity. So in digital, we're afforded the ability to speak to one consumer at a time. And then another time we can speak to the general audience. And then another time we can speak to people that have visited our website but decided not to make a purchase. So we can choose that audience segment in a very, very strategic, very pointed manner. So that's what distribution is all about.
Now, for small businesses on a budget, how can they successfully launch a digital marketing campaign? I mean, does marketing success come from just the marketing dollars?
Yeah, that's a common myth. That let's just in my industry we say let's just throw money at the problem, right? There's a problem, let's just throw money at it. But as a matter of fact, there are a lot of things that businesses can do to make their digital presence more effective. And as a matter of fact, I want to invite your listeners to go to creativestrategytips.com/calculator. Okay. And I just put up a post there, which is a calculator that lets business owners determine a digital strategy by just answering 3 questions. And these are 3 questions that they already either know, or they can just play around and just throw hypothetical numbers. But just by answering 3 questions, you can start determining, okay, what are my goals and how am I going to get there? What is it going to take to get there? And just that would be the first step for any business owner.
What's the website address again, Alex?
Okay, so it's my authority site is creativestrategytips.com. That's where I write articles, and I'm soon to launch my new podcast as well. creativestrategytips.com/calculator. And then you'll go to my 3-question calculator to start building your digital strategy.
So what are like the first steps for a lot of the older generation who hasn't really kind of bought into the idea of online marketing and the social media? I mean, for somebody who is just, starting to, adopt these ideas, where's the first place they need to start? Should they get a website first? Should they just start a Facebook page? What do you recommend?
Beyond all that, those things are what I call in the book tactics. So I do not recommend a person rushing into tactics. Let me just build my Facebook page. I got to be more active on Twitter. These are tactical things. Now, tactics mean nothing if there's not a strategy involved. And in order to build a strategy, there has to be a clear objective. So that's where I believe that business owners need to begin at, is determining what is my objective. Is my objective as simple as getting the phone to ring more? Is my objective as simple as I want people to walk through the door? What is my clear objective? And then based on that, we can determine a strategy that fits that objective. I don't actually recommend people to read every book that's out there on digital marketing, because they just get confusing. There's so many conflicting answers and conflicting things, and the majority of books out there are all about tactics. My book is not about tactic. My book is not about social media, about putting up a website or anything like that. My book is about helping people determine that strategy. So what is actually going to bring dollars into your business, and then we can build a plan based on that.
Okay, so you really distinguish between tactics and strategy.
Absolutely.
So having a Twitter account and having the Facebook books and all that stuff. That's just a tactic that supports the strategy. Correct?
Yeah, and at times it's a very important tactic. But as long as it lives within that strategy and we know what that tactic is going to support, then that becomes something real. I think the mistake is that people either throw money or dedicate a lot of time into these tactics without really having a clear idea on how that tactic will support the greater goal, the greater mission in the business.
So let's talk a little bit about creativity. I mean, why do you think it's so important for a business to present itself in a creative manner?
Yeah, Jamie, we're in a very interesting time in the digital era where, most of us, and I think everybody in this room, has a smartphone in our pocket. So we effectively have a computer in our pocket. And most of us maybe make the mistake of having this computer by our bedside, right? And it's the first thing we check up in the morning. But think about this. We have the ability through our smartphone to check the greatest examples of creativity and genius in the whole history of humanity in our smartphone. Before even stepping out of bed, before brushing our teeth, we can check the greatest genius in the whole world. So therefore, when a business comes out with their message, their marketing message, in a mediocre fashion, what are we doing? We're comparing against the best of the best, because we have access to the best of the best. Years and years ago, we had to, and I'm talking about the Renaissance era, right? We have to belong to a exclusive number of people, right? We have to belong to an exclusive family and be part of royalty and have an economic status in order to see, the greatest examples of art. And now it's not the case. Now we're all familiar with the best of the best. So I think we are all in the ability to compare any business against the best of the best. And for that reason, I think we need to present ourselves in a very creative, excellent, creatively produced manner.
Yeah, and it's very important. You mentioned the smartphones. I mean, if you're a business owner with a website, you need to make sure that your website is showing properly on a smartphone, because a lot of people are going away from the desktop usage to look people up. They're out and about. They see your media. You say the what was it, the zero
moment of truth.
Zero moment of truth. They see your marketing piece out and about. They're going to maybe pull it up on the smartphone. And if you got a website that does not display properly, then you're really hurting yourself. Would you not say?
Oh, absolutely. And we, business owners in the past 10, 15 years, they often talked or thought about their digital presence, online presence, as people going back to their phone, or back to their home, pulling up their desktop, their laptop, and looking you up. Now it's no longer the case. People can look you up wherever they can, wherever they have the ability to flip their phone on and just search for you. So this is why this is so important. That zero moment of truth can occur anywhere.
Now, how would you summarize the main benefit of reading your book in one or two sentences? I mean, I love the title, by the way, Digital Bacon. It's just that's so cool.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, the main benefit is clarifying the mission of any business owner to take advantage of this zero moment of truth. I lay it out, and again, I don't dedicate, my book is not dedicated to recommending a strategy. I actually have about 9 pages with tactics and things that business owners can do for you to check, choose, select what is best for your business. But basically, it's the idea of a campaign, how to develop a campaign for your business from beginning to end. Now, I don't expect most business owners to actually deploy it by themselves, and if they want to give me a ring or consult a professional, that's always an option. But imagine the power that you'll have by knowing what you're requesting from a professional, having that clarity of that framework. This is what I want. That professional now is going to be accountable to you and is going to know exactly what will support your business in the terms that you express it. And that's why I've written this book. This book is not for my peers, my colleagues. This book is for you as a business owner.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good point that you raised, to have either a mentor or a business consultant, because we try to do so much stuff ourselves to obviously save costs.
Absolutely.
But a lot of times we hurt ourselves financially because we are just not seeing some of the bigger pictures. So that's why I've always, utilized, business coaches and try to put myself around people of higher, success than me. So I try to elevate myself to them.
Most definitely.
Involving public relation companies, key person of influence, Topher's group over at KPI. It's just a great network of people, and the more people you put in front of you to assist you with your business, the better the result's going to be.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's without a doubt. That's an absolute fact.
Yep, and we've got to take another quick break here to hear from our sponsors. But coming back from the break, we're going to be talking a little bit more with Alex Rodriguez, author of Digital Bacon. We're going to talk a little bit about search engine optimization and also what he thinks is the next big thing with digital media. So if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. iMortgage Tampa appreciates and supports all veterans and their families. And as a thank you for your service, they have some unique products specifically for veterans. These programs include 100% cash out loans, renovation loans, and also a VA interest rate reduction loan. Please call them today at 813-523-4908. Again, that's 813-523-4908. Or online, search for iMortgage Tampa. iMortgage NMLS 174457. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Programs and eligibility subject to programs and guidelines.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
While many rose up with violence, he sat down for peace. Mahatma Gandhi reached out with the strength he cultivated within his soul. So, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
From the Bright House Network's traffic center in Valrico, State Road 60 westbound just after Valrico Road has 2 right lanes being blocked for a major crash. That means 2 left lanes can't get by. 275 northbound delays are from the Howard Franklin up to Lois. And then I'm seeing southbound is jammed from Fletcher into Sly. It's slow again from I-4 into Howard, Armenia. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
Increasing clouds throughout the day. We'll see a high of only 65 tonight, mostly cloudy and not as chilly as last night. The low will get down to 52. And then tomorrow, the rain chances sneak in at 20% with a high near 72 degrees.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello again, everybody, and thanks for listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business, highlighting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. Thank you all for listening to my show, which airs Monday through Friday here on 1250 WHNZ. And also, you can catch me live on my stream over at TampaBayRadio.com. Just head over to the show info tab, and also be sure to click the play button, as I was just looking at my stream, and I've got the old skin up on the media there. So if you're looking at that and you still see my Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show skin, just hit play. You'll see us in studio there, but we'll get that updated to the new That Business Show. And to a point that we made yesterday, you know, I'm still trying to fill in all the holes for this new radio show. So just get out there and do something to you business owners that are not, you know, that want to kind of fill every nook and cranny and make sure everything's perfect. We talked about that yesterday on the show. Just get out there and do it. You'll find where the holes are as they come up, and don't be afraid to, you know, admit when you mess up or you do something wrong.
Fail forward.
Absolutely. So talking with Alex Rodriguez, author of Digital Bacon, How to Make Your Online Presence Sizzle. Let's talk a little bit about search engine optimization. Is this a service that business owners should be looking into to boost their business?
Well, this is going to be controversial, and controversy drives ratings, so I'm sure you're going to love this answer. But Google is the biggest player in search engines, and they're changing the game a lot for search engine optimizers, and so much so that it's been a disruption in the industry, and a lot of people that define themselves as SEO people have actually changed. They've switched switched industries because they found that Google has made it more and more difficult to hack their for a business or a web page to hack their way into the first place. So let's start with the framework. A lot of businesses believe that just being on the first place in Google, first listing is a good thing, and it may or may not be. I'll tell you a story. One of my clients actually the past couple of days came to me and said, "Hey, Alex, I'm having a problem. My business used to be on first place in Google on this keyword. What do we need to do to boost it there?" So if they hadn't counted with my trusted advice, they would have probably paid $1,000 a month to get their business on first place of Google. Okay. When I ran the numbers, I noticed that those keywords were actually, from a monthly point of view, were about 40 people per month were searching for those keywords. So she was about to pay $1,000 for 40 people, which maybe had a click-through rate of about 50%, which comes down to 20 visitors to her website. Now, I'm horrible at math, but I did the math before the show. At $1,000 divided by 20 is about $50. So she was about to pay $50 to bring one visitor to the site when she could pay a tenth of that if she did, online advertising or something like that, maybe even less. So, there are myths in online marketing and just saying that one tactic is gonna give you success, but you actually need to think about it a little bit more carefully and see what exactly is going to support your goals as a business owner.
Now, with your company, Yummy Marketing, do you assist with search engine optimization? Is that one of the tactics that you utilize and help people with? Absolutely.
We help with search engine optimization as long as that supports a business goal for a person. So I have actually, if a business owner comes to me and says, "Hey, Alex, I need this and that," and they're hell bent on this tactic, if I determine that it's not going to support their goals, I'll shake their hand and say, "Listen, I can't do this for you because I don't think this is the best for you." I work with that type of integrity. So I'm not going to give a service, a tactic just because that's being requested of me. I make sure that it helps you.
So what do you think is the next big thing when it comes to digital media and social media?
Yeah, it's interesting because social media has been thought of as this great, huge thing that we can, advertise ourselves for free and blast messages, kind of a broadcasting system online for free. As a matter of fact, we're seeing Google and we're seeing Facebook and now even Twitter. They're actually tightening the noose more and more and more on how we actually use these channels to blast our messages. So I think the future of digital media is actually more of a one-to-one personalized communication. And we're seeing much more success with, text message, campaigns, WhatsApp, and, was acquired by Facebook last year. We're seeing more and more just that personal one-to-one touch. I think people are looking for that, and I think there's a great opportunity for business to speak on that level, to talk one-to-one in a personalized, intimate way.
Now, what about blogging? Do you put a lot of stock into blogging? Should a business owner look into blogging?
I think so, yeah. I think blogging is the easiest way for any business owner, any entrepreneur to get published. You just publish your articles, publish your thought process out there, and you run the chance of being found. Again, that zero moment of truth. Imagine your prospects are looking for credibility. They're looking for an authority on a certain subject, and they come upon your article. What does that say about you as a business owner? It says that you have a stake, you're standing for something in your topic of industry, and that person is much more likely to contact you after the fact.
Now, what other ways can a business owner gain a leg up on their competition when it comes to their online presence?
Yeah, in the book, I have a recipe of about 7 different ways that businesses can actually gain a leg up on their competition, and certainly importantly, one of them is to look at your offer and make it more attractive in the marketplace. So look at out there what is being offered in your topic of industry, and how can you make your offer more attractive, more enticing, according to those purchase drivers that we just mentioned. And another one is just trying to do whatever your competition is doing, just do it better, right? If they have an inferior brand presence, just have a more polished brand presence. If they have an inferior technical output, just do something better. Just quality right now is definitely a driver, right, of presence, of credibility, of attraction, because again, we have the greatest examples of creativity in the palm of our hands. So every person, every consumer out there has the ability to compare you against the best.
Now, where can listeners get a copy of your book, Digital Bacon?
So the URL for the book is digitalbaconbook.com. Digitalbaconbook.com. You can also go again to creativestrategytips.com, and there I'll give you, an immense number of tips on how to attract more presence to your business, to your online presence.
And this book definitely is worth the read. I mean, I'm just reviewing your introduction again. You landed #1 on iBook sales and marketing when you launched this book, as well as top 20 hot and new releases on Amazon. I mean, quite an accomplishment. I mean, did you expect that when you wrote this book?
I actually did not expect it. I actually have a post on Creative Strategy Tips that says I shouldn't have written this book, and I'll let you look it up. There's a person like me, to actually land there, but it just shows that when you do something with passion, with integrity, with authenticity, there's a result.
And we got a couple of minutes left. Go ahead and plug your company again. I know you're also a consultant through Yummy Marketing. Tell the listeners a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yummy Marketing is YMMYmarketing.com. YMMYmarketing.com. You can go to my site. You can visit everything. You can have a better idea on everything that I offer. And you can even schedule a free consultation with me. We'll get on the phone. We'll talk about your business and how you can improve.
All right. And also, do you have an email address and a phone number you can put out there for the audience?
Yeah. My email address is alex@ymmymarketing.com. And my phone number, 727-776-3450. Send me text messages, call me. Definitely online you can tweet me as well at ALXRODZ is my Twitter handle. I am very active on Twitter, and I love it.
Do they confuse you with the baseball player a lot?
Yes, they do. Actually, on Twitter, people say, oh, man, it's so cool that you respond to me by Twitter. And I'm like, I'm just a guy from New York, but I'm not that guy from New York, So, yeah, they do confuse me a lot.
Well, you got a great name, so it probably gets you a little bit of additional exposure.
Probably so.
I mean, that's a benefit. There's not too many Jamie Maloney's out there, so I'm not getting that added benefit with this name. So.
Yeah, there are pros and cons with it, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Alex, a great interview. Thank you very much for coming into the studio today, and thank you very much again.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's been an honor. I hope I can be here again with any other topics that you'd like to discuss.
Thank you, Alex. And if you want to learn more about Alex Rodriguez, we'll get him up over on the show recaps page at TampaBayRadio.com. Just head over to there, and on the main page, there'll be a show recap. We'll get that up by the end of the day. And also, if you're interested in getting with Alex and you didn't get his contact information, always just shoot me an email, jamie@TampaBayRadio.com. Going to take a moment here. Thanks, Stella, for coming into the studio today. Stella, what did you think of today's show? Did you have fun?
Yes, absolutely. I'm making notes for my own business, and I feel very privileged to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stella, in studio, the co-host, and the lovely Stella Giudicelli, I might add. Also a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker. She's available to assist you with all of your real estate needs here in the Tampa Bay market. So also reach out to me, jamie@TampaBayRadio.com, and I can put you in touch with her. So you can also find me over at all of my social media outlets, Facebook page, facebook.com/thatbusinessshows. Please take a moment to head over there and like my page. Find me on Twitter, Jamie_Meloni. That's JAMIE_MELONI. And also, again, to all the business owners and entrepreneurs out there in the Tampa Bay region, if you're interested in coming on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, please shoot me an email. I'd love to talk to you in the studio and get your message out to the audience in a clear and personable fashion. Again, head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where business becomes show business, and I will see you all back in here tomorrow at 8 a.m. on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney.